Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. We are live right here today, ladies and gentlemen, on the Ramonepreston Show in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know your boy and my squad. We're live right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Today is Friday, September the 30th, 2022, the last day of September. And I am super duper excited about our discussion today. So please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know we are live right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I hope your week has been amazing. I hope your day is going amazing. If for some reason it's not, we're going to see if we can give you some information and some inspiration to make the rest of your day amazing. So please put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. What city are you watching me from today? Put in the comments what city you're watching me from. I want to know where you're watching me from. I want to know where and who you're representing. So put it in the comments. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I am your host, Ramonepreston. And every Monday through Friday right here from the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta, we bring information to you that can help you start, help you structure, and ultimately help you scale your business and your income streams. So if you have dreams or desires to start a business, to run a successful business, maybe you just want to make some money. Maybe you just want to put yourself in a financial position that you could take care of you and your family and be free to do so, then this information that we share on this show is designed, it's tailored to help you make that happen. Now, what qualifies me to share this type of information? Number one, I have created financial freedom for myself and for my family. I have built a successful organizational enterprise, and that qualifies me to share information with you because I know what I share with you, it actually works for me. Now, I do this in different ways through my company. I have a consulting division where we provide business and financial consulting. I have a coaching division where we provide personal and group coaching, whether it's one-on-one coaching sessions or whether it's through our 1-year millionaire mentorship coaching program. I also do this through our online training program. We have a business and financial training program called the Millionaire Blueprint, and it is designed to really educate you on things with regard to business and finances. We teach you how to start and structure holding companies. We teach you creative tax strategies. We teach you the principles and practices for sales and marketing, systems, processes, investments, wealth building. These are the things that you need to know. You're gonna have to learn if you want to be financially free and if you want a successful business. So today, I want to take a few minutes to talk to you about the 3 must-haves to monetize in today's world. Okay, if you plan on monetizing in today's world, I ain't talking about the way life was 2 years ago. I ain't talking about the way business was a year ago. I'm not talking about how it used to be in 2005. If you want to monetize in today's world, there are some must-haves you need to be operating with. Now, when I say monetize, what exactly do I mean? Let's not get it twisted, okay? It's Friday. This is the last day of September. We are moving into October, the 4th and final quarter of this year. I ain't got time to be wasting time on what exactly I'm talking about. So when I say monetize, I'm talking about making money. I'm talking to you today about the 3 must-haves to monetize or make money in today's world. Just in case you don't know, we are not in the same world. We're not in the same economy. We don't have the same opportunities today that we may have had 2.5 years ago prior to COVID. We're in a post-pandemic, a post-COVID environment. We're in a post-pandemic, post-COVID climate and economy. And so you got to be able to move differently, especially if you want to be financially free, especially if you want to be successful in business. As a matter of fact, if you've been following me for the last month or so, I've been echoing the same sentiments that a lot of millionaires and wealthy people that I be around are echoing. And those sentiments are this. For the next 18 to 24 months, you got to clamp down. You got to start dialing in on what you want to do financially, where you want to be financially. And you got to figure out the best vehicles to get into and the best route to take in order to get to where you want to be, in order to do what it is that you want to do. Because if you cannot figure out what you want to do in your business, what you want to do in your life, what you want to do financially within the next 18 to 24 months, most likely you're going to be on the wrong side of history. Most likely you're going to sit on the sidelines or stand on the sidelines, and you're going to watch a whole lot of people become rich, get wealthy, and live amazing lives when you can be in the game doing the same thing. So I want you to understand why I'm so adamant about having this conversation that I'm having, because you're going to have to figure out, and I know that's a little ghetto, but you're going to have to figure out what you want to do. If you want to make money, if you want to monetize your ideas, if you want to monetize your business, if you want to monetize your skills and your talents and your core competencies, I'm going to give you 3 must-haves to monetize in today's world, okay? We're in a different world. We're in a different economy. We're in a different climate. And this is not just culturally or spiritually. This is financially. This is professionally. The world is moving different than it was 2.5 years ago. And if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a leader, if you plan on being an entrepreneur or plan on being a leader, if you plan on being an influencer, you got to figure this stuff out. You can't just keep thinking at some point you're going to just wake up one day and everything going to be clicking and working for you. It don't work like that. You got to put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, and you got to continue to repeat that process over and over again until you start finding a rhythm and start seeing things work for you in your personal life, in your professional life, and in your financial life. So today I'm talking about the 3 must-haves to monetize, to make money, to get the moolah, baby, in today's world. Let me give you these 3, okay? And then we'll talk about it. Number 1, the first must-have to monetize in today's world. You must, I hope you're ready for this. You must actualize. This is a must-have. You must actualize. That's the key word. Actualize. Actualize. I'm going to explain what I mean, but I want you to write that down if you're taking notes. You must actualize. So what do I mean when I say you must actualize? If you want to monetize, if you want to make money in today's world, you're going to have to figure out the quickest way to go from idea, okay, idea to product or service. That means you have to have an actual, I'll double line that. That means you have to, you're gonna have to have an actual business, okay? So if you freelancing, if you're a 1099 contractor, if you working and doing business under the table and you just, like shooting from the hip and just winging it as an entrepreneur or a hustler, or you're a go-getter, or you just doing things as a hobby on the side, even though you got a job, you're gonna have to actualize your business. You're gonna have to actualize what it is that you're doing. So that means you're gonna have to create a business, okay? You're gonna have to create a business. I would recommend you to create a business, because one of the things that creating a business is gonna do is it's gonna hold you accountable. It's going to hold you accountable. So I have people that ask me all the time, I don't have my products and services yet, so should I start a business? Of course you should start a business, because if you ain't doing nothing else with that business, you using it to hold yourself accountable, because you're now aware that you have a legitimate business set up, and you may have to learn how to run your initial startup expenses through your business. So even if you don't have products and services yet, while you're still in the idea phase of your product and service development, you can still run certain activities through your business. Just because your business ain't making money don't mean you don't need a business. Just because you ain't got products and services to take to the market today and sell don't mean you don't need a business. Because I got a lot of clients and students that I work with today who train on my platform. They learn business and financial principles. They're learning how to create the right systems and processes, and they are pre-revenue businesses. That means they don't have products and services that's making money, but they are at least business owners. They have at least checked the box right here to start a business. So the first must-have to monetize in today's world is you must actualize. So what am I actualizing? You have to have an actual business. So you hear people talking about this great transfer of wealth and this baby boomer generation. They're retiring and they're leaving the workforce and they selling their homes and they just want to go somewhere and just chill and relax and enjoy life. Well, their businesses are going to be transferred somewhere. The wealth that they have is going to be transferred somewhere. And most of this wealth and most of these assets are not going to be transferred from one person to another. They're going to be business to business. So that means if it's a business that's closing, if it's a business that exists and the owner is retiring and don't want to be in business no more, most likely another business is going to buy it, or another business is going to take over it, or another business is going to, at least move the assets over to its current operation or new operation. Whatever the case is, if there's going to be a transfer of wealth, if you're going to see anything happen with you based on what we see going on in the world today, it's going to be through a business. It's going to be through a business. So the sooner you can wrap your mind around the fact that I need to either own a business or own a business and run a business. So even if you're not running a business, owning a business does have advantages. But especially if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're out there hustling on the side, you're trying to make money and figure out how to monetize, you need to actualize your business. Stop doing stuff halfway. You know what I'm saying? Stop winging it. Stop just, doing things on the side and under the table and operating under the radar. Like most of us, because I'm one of those people, I come from a community where, a lot of people did things under the table. My daddy was like a hustler. He was a carpenter. So I learned a lot about houses and carpentry from my daddy, right? And he never had a legitimate business. You know what I mean? He was a street dude, a dope dude. He was a hustler. And even though he did that type of work, he never legitimized it. He never really put it together in a business system. He never took the time to do that. So most of the people that I was raised around and most of the people that came up from communities like the community I came up from, just did things under the table. So if somebody needs you to do some work, you would do it. They'll pay you $100 or $200 or $300 and you just keep it moving. There was nothing running through a business. Nobody was paying taxes. I mean, everybody lived like that in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just the norm. But at a certain point, you got to take that hustle, you got to take that entrepreneurship and you got to elevate it and you got to create a real legitimate business. And so you must actualize your business, but then you must actualize your products and services. So that means you got to figure out the quickest way to take your ideas and turn your ideas into products and services. Okay? Turn your ideas into products and services. So I met with a client, I think it was yesterday. We was here in a in-person session, and we were talking about this a little bit. And one of the things that I was telling them was, okay, you have your business because they got their LLC set up, but now they need products and services to sell in their business. And this particular client was looking at getting a couple certifications and even getting a real estate license. And I was explaining to them, go ahead and do that if that's what you plan on doing, because those certifications in certain fields and that real estate license can actually be used as products and services or inventory for your business. So at least you can go out into the market and you can start talking about the things that you offer, because having that license and having those certifications are forms of products and services for your business. Even though sometimes when you're in certain industries, you have to have a broker involved outside of your business, but you can still position yourself as a legitimate business owner with products and services. So the first must-have in order for you to monetize in today's world is you must actualize. This is a must-have. You got to actualize. You got to have an actual business, okay? And you need to have actual products and services. Okay, so let's make sure we're clear on that. So when I say you need to have an actual business, I'm referring to what? A LLC. Most of the times it's a LLC. If you're in the nonprofit space, it might be a nonprofit organization. But if it's business, it's an LLC. You must also have an actual product or service. Okay, product or service. So that means one or two things. Either you own the product or service, or you're going to use the product or service. This is very, very important. So if you have a business, let's say if it's easy for you to set up a business, okay? You got your holding company, you got your LLC set up, and now you're like, man, I need some products and services, but you're still working on taking your ideas and turn them into products and services. Well, just because you don't own products and services don't mean you can't use them. Because I have used other people's products and services even when I didn't own any. You know, many times in my business or entrepreneurial career, when I started pivoting into other things, I didn't have products and services. So what I would do is I would find someone who had products and services that I knew I could parlay and use to start moving into another space and to start moving into another market. And even though I didn't own the products and services, I was able to use them. And because I was using them, I would get a little money in between, right? So I might not be getting a whole 100% of what I would get if I owned a product and service, but I would get a percentage of it because I'm using it. So this could be a commission-based product and service. This could be a multi-level marketing product and service. This could be an affiliate marketing product and service. This could be partnerships. You just find people who need to make some money with what they got, and they can't do the legwork you can do. And then you negotiate some type of terms that, hey, if I bring you this amount of business, I get this amount of a commission or this amount of a return on the work that I do. But that's how you start building your inventory so you can start putting your business to work. So you must actualize, okay? That's number one. Number two, the second must have if you want to monetize in today's world, okay? The second must have. Number two, you must digitize. And that's actually a word. If it ain't a word, it sounds like a good word. You must digitize, okay? You must digitize. Like so many people that's in business today are missing this second must have. So many people. I want you to write that down because I really want you to understand what I mean when I say you must digitize. Okay, you must digitize. So on one hand, when I say you must digitize, here's what I mean. You got to start playing the digital game. All right. Being on YouTube, being on Facebook, being on TikTok, being on Instagram, being on Twitch, Twitter, all these platforms, being on, like audio platforms, video platforms, written text platforms, all of these digital platforms that you and I have access to really bring you into today's world. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, if you plan on being a leader, an influencer, a coach, a consultant, an educator, and you ain't on social media, you already losing. If you ain't on social media with products and services and sharing the information that you know about the things that you do, then you're not digitizing your intellectual assets. You're not digitizing your ideas. And if everything that you do is still primarily dependent upon what you do in a brick and mortar, in a physical space, you are not digitizing. So on one hand, as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, you got to start playing a different game. Like it's kind of like saying, okay, I'm going to go get flyers printed out. I'm going to go get physical flyers printed out and pass them out in the parking lot of Publix or Walmart, as opposed to creating a digital flyer and running an ad or sending that digital flyer to everybody's inbox and emailing it. These are two different games. It doesn't mean the physical flyer don't work. It don't mean the physical flyer doesn't have a place, but what it means is you can't be primarily dependent upon the physical things that you're doing when you're living in a digital world. You got to make that transition. And if you plan on winning in business, if you plan on, especially if you plan on being a brand or creating a business that you can consult and coach and be an influencer, it ain't no way in this world you can be uncomfortable with social media, because social media is a reflection of what the digital world looks like right now. So if you don't understand how the digitization of the world is moving us away from a lot of physical dependency on people, places, and things, you're missing a golden opportunity to be a part of the winning side of entrepreneurship and business ownership and financial freedom and wealth building. I hope I'm making sense to you. So the second must-have to monetize in today's world is you must digitize. So that means you got to play in the digital world. You got to familiarize yourself. Now, there are some things in the digital world I'm not 100% familiar with yet. I'm still learning. I'm still listening. I'm still gravitating and gathering information like NFTs. I don't know a whole lot about that, but I have conversations with people. I got clients who are in the NFT space. I don't know a whole lot about cryptocurrency and digital currencies, but I'm learning. So at least I'm open to learn what the utility is behind a lot of these things that are surfacing. At least I'm open to learn, because I'm already in the space. I'm already on social media. I'm already creating digital products and services. You got to understand the digitization of society. So that's on one hand. On the other hand, the reason why you must digitize is you've got to figure out how to take your products and your services and create or convert them into digital products and services. So think about the stuff that you do right now in the physical. How can you take that and create and convert that into digital forms of products and services? You got to be able to do that. So when I launched Ramonepreston University, which is our online educational platform, right? So on that platform, Ramonepreston University, we have our Millionaire Blueprint. We use that platform for our coaching and our consulting, at least as a home, as a base to direct certain traffic, meaning that when we know we need to give people resources to learn and to educate themselves on based on the services we provide, when we know they need to we need to have Zoom meetings, and a lot of things that I do from my digital platform. Okay, it's a digital platform. So what I did, I had to make a decision that a lot of the classes that I was teaching in person, a lot of the courses that I taught in person that required physical presence, physical attendance, I changed that, and I didn't wait until COVID. Remember, I launched Ramonepreston University in 2019. So for the last 3 years, I've been going digital. I started it 3 years ago. And since then, almost like 90% of what I do is digital. Yes, I still have in-person events. Yes, I still have in-person coaching and consulting. But especially since COVID hit in 2020, a lot of what I was doing went digital. So think about it. We officially launched Ramonepreston University in April 1st of 2019. Within a year, like 11 months later, the world stopped. Everybody was quarantined. But guess what happened to me? I was able to keep moving with my products and with my services because I had already started this process of digitizing what was important to my business, my consulting, my education and training, my resources, my intellectual assets. You've got to do the same thing. And you might be saying, yeah, but the business I'm in, how am I gonna like digitize that? Well, I've got a lot of ways you can digitize it, but that's the purpose of having a coach and a consultant, somebody to help you and work with you to show you how to make that conversion. Either way, whether you got me or somebody or not, you have to figure out how to digitize. You must digitize. So one part of digitizing is getting in the world of digital activity, being on social media, learning the world the way it is. Even if you're not open to use NFTs and crypto, I don't have any NFTs. I don't own any cryptocurrency, but I'm still learning. I still got clients who talk to me about it, who show me information on it, and who wow. All right, y'all, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, when did I go out? I don't even know what time I went out. That is funny, man. Wow. Hey guys, I apologize. I'm just sitting here running my mouth and they like, we can't hear nothing, man. Okay, so wherever I was, I don't know where I left off before my mic went out. So let me get back to my point. I don't know how long I was out. I should have been paying attention to my screen in front of me. That's what happened when I start running my mouth. So anyway, you gotta digitize. You gotta really figure out, how do I take myself and get into the digital world? I gotta be open to learn. I gotta be open to figure out what's going on in the world. And then with your products and services, no matter what it is that you're doing, You could be landscaping. You could be selling apparel. You could have a supermarket. It doesn't matter what you are doing as a business. There is a way for you to take what you do in business and digitize it. You have to make that conversion. It's a must-have, okay? All right, number 3, the third step. In order for you to monetize in today's world, you must maximize. Okay? You must maximize. I want you to write this down so you can get it all. So number 1 was what? Actualize. Number 2 was digitize. And number 3 is you must maximize. You must maximize. Now, the reason why I wanted to use maximize, even though they all kind of have a flow together, you know, actualize, digitize, and maximize. But honestly, one of the reasons why I wanted to use the word maximize, because when you maximize yourself, when you maximize your business, when you maximize your opportunities, your relationships, maximizing is a form of scaling, okay? This is the point I wanted to make with maximize. Maximize, this is a form of scaling. Okay? This is a form of how you scale. Or let me just put, this is, I want to be real correct, because I know if somebody who's in business consulting sees this, they're going to check me on it. So this is how, I want to word it correctly, because I don't want to misrepresent words and then somebody who is really a business consultant sees it and they like, bruh, you know good and well that ain't scaling. So when you are able to maximize, this is how you scale. So maximize is really synonymous to scale. So if you want to scale certain things, the way you scale certain things is you maximize it. You get the most out of it, if that makes sense. All right? And if you're going to monetize, if you're going to make money in today's world, of course, you got to have what? You got to have an actual business. You got to have an actual product and service that you own or use. Then you have to digitize. That means you got to get out here in the digital world and you got to play. You got to participate. You got to experiment. You got to create content. You have to learn the way the digital world is working and what it means. You have to figure out how you take physical products and services and how you convert them into digital products and services. And then you need to, or you must maximize. In order to maximize, that means you're going to have to scale. So maximizing is a form of scaling, which means you want to make the most out of the things that can lead you to money. All right? Maximize. You want to make the most out of the things that can lead you to money. And what are those things? Well, let's talk about a few of them. Okay? What can you maximize? You can maximize yourself. You can maximize yourself. What do you mean, Ramon? I can maximize myself. You know you ain't giving business your all. Anybody that says, oh, I give it everything I got. I'm doing everything I possibly can. No, you ain't. So you mean to tell me you ain't got no more wiggle room to grow? You ain't got no more wiggle room to do anything else? You mean to tell me you swallow up every moment you got? Come on, let's be honest with ourselves. Like most people, think about it. We all have 168 hours in a week. Think about it. Let me just show you this. We got 168 hours in a week. Even if you sleep 8 hours a day, let's just do the math on this real quick. Just for yourself. This is you learning how to maximize yourself. So let's say you got 168 hours in a week. All right. even if you sleep 8 hours a day, that's what? 8 times 7? That's 56 hours a week you might sleep. That's 8 hours a day. So 168 minus 56 equals 112. So even if you work a job, if you work a full-time job, and let's say you work 40 hours a week, and it takes you 2 hours before and 2 hours after to get ready and to drive to work. Let's just hypothetically say 2 and 2. So that's 40 hours a week plus 20. So that would be 60. So you take 112 and you minus 60. So that would be a full-time job plus 4 hours a day, 2 before, 2 after. So that means you take 60 hours. So you got 112 minus 60. So that means you got 52 hours remaining every week. This is how you maximize yourself. What are you doing with these 52 hours? Assuming you work a 40-hour job. Assuming you're taking 4 hours before and after your job just to get ready and get home. You still got 52 hours in a week that you could be using to what? Maximize yourself. You could be studying. You could be growing. You could be learning. This is what you got to make a decision to do to maximize yourself. What else can you maximize? Well, guess what? You can maximize your relationships. Your relationships. How do I scale my relationships? Well, you could get the most out of your relationships. Like my personal assistant, she said something to me yesterday and I was thinking, wow, she's right. We were talking about somebody that's close to us, you know, in our ecosystem, and she was saying this particular person just needs to stay around you and learn everything they can from you. It's going to change their life. And I'm thinking, wow, that is just as simple as that. But they have to value the relationship that they got with me. So they got access to me. They got access to what I'm doing. They got access to what I know. But if they ain't using it, they're not maximizing their relationships. You get what I'm saying? And some of you can get access to people, but you would rather not have access to them because it may cost you something. Like I travel a lot to be around a mentor, to be around a coach, to be around people who are further along than I am in business and financially. And I have to do it all on my own dime. So I got to pay to be a part of the circle. I got to pay to be a part of the program. Then I got to pay to travel. I got to pay to get a hotel, to get rental cars, to fly. I got to pay staff and people to do work that I'm not able to do if I'm not here. But guess what? I got to maximize my relationships. I got to get everything I can for myself and for my relationships. You can maximize your opportunities. You can maximize your opportunities. Me and my wife was talking about this yesterday. My wife and I, we're in the process of making some major moves in our own personal life. And guess what we were talking about doing? We were talking about how could we maximize or make the most out of our opportunities. Well, one way we can do it is keep showing up and not be home just praying and thinking about, oh, well, we hope God will open up for us, and man, we want God to do this and we want to see this. And guess what? We praying, we hoping, we believe in God, but we're out in the streets and we're out in the world doing our part too, to show God that, hey, this is what we praying for and this is what we hoping to happen, and we're willing to participate and be a part of it. So you can maximize your opportunities, maximize your assets. What do you actually have right now that you can maximize? You can maximize your assets. You got money just sitting somewhere. You got assets that you can convert into cash to help fund your business endeavors or things that you want to do. You got to maximize it. You got to scale it. This is what you need to be doing. Wherever your business is today, wherever your finances are today, don't mean they're going to stay there. But if you're not doing something in order to bring in new revenue, then nothing is going to happen. So these are my 3 must-haves. My 3 must-haves in order for you to monetize in today's world. Okay, those are my 3 must-haves. I give them to you one more time. Number 1 is You need to have an actual business. So you need to actualize. You need to have a real business, an actual business. You need to have real products and services. You just got to have them. You need to digitize. You got to stop playing the brick and mortar game. You got to stop thinking the world's going to go back to where it was before COVID. It ain't going back to that, all right? We already been transitioning into a digital world. The digitization of society has been taking place. A lot of us civilians, we just coming around to realizing it, and it's too late for a lot of people. Now they realize they ain't got a job. They realize, we've been hearing this for years. People been saying this for years, that robots gonna take over. And they didn't believe it because they're thinking about a real physical robot, you know, just doing work for a human being. That ain't the way it's working. Robots are operating through technology, through computers, this is a robot. This is taking over. You get what I'm saying? And you got to wake up and understand, you got to get in this game, especially if you're supposed to be a business owner, an entrepreneur. That what makes you an entrepreneur is that you're innovator. You're entrepreneurial. You are enterprising as a person. You think as a creative person. Well, that means you got to get digital. You got to start converting things into digital. All right. So you actualize, you digitize, and then you maximize. That means you scale yourself. You make the most out of yourself. You scale your relationships, you scale your opportunities, you scale your assets, you scale your products and your services. And the way to scale them or maximize them is to make the most out of them. You got to squeeze everything you can out of yourself, your time, your schedule, your talents, your abilities, and you got to package those things into products and services, put them on digital platforms, play and experiment in the digital world, and make sure that you are actually running a real business. That's just my take. So for those of you that are excited about actualizing, digitizing, and maximizing yourself and your business and your products and services, and you need help, you need assistance, this is what we do here. We help people start and structure holding companies. We help people implement creative tax strategies with their operating businesses. We help people develop the right systems and processes for their sales, their marketing, their operations, and their financials. And we walk you through each step of the process and work with you along the way, depending on what program or service we're providing for you. So we have online training that helps you with all this. We have coaching and programs long-term for mentorship. We have consulting. Whatever it is that you need, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it, to see where you are in your personal life, your professional life, your financial life, and what exactly do you need to move forward so that you can start monetizing and making money with what you have. All you have to do is text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. That's all you have to do. We're right here live Friday, September the 30th in our headquarters. We work here every day. We make ourselves available. When you text that word millionaire to that number, we'll reach back out to you. We'll take a few minutes over the phone to help you identify with what you need based on where you are. Maybe you want to start a holding company. Maybe you got an LLC, but you just need to restructure it. Maybe you have your LLC part situated, but you're working on your products and services. You don't quite know what you need to sell or how you need to package them and price them. Maybe you have products and services that you're selling already, but you have trouble with systems. You don't have a sales system and a sales process. Maybe you're not the best at marketing yourself and positioning yourself in the market. And maybe you just need some help in those areas. Well, guess what? We've got information, we've got education and training and coaching and consulting that can help you with that. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to stay stuck like on this treadmill, just spinning your wheels and never getting anywhere. I want you to win. And in this fourth quarter of this year, I want you to crush it so that for the next 18 to 24 months, you can already have a rhythm and you can already be a part of what's happening for so many people on this planet. because so many people are putting themselves in a position now so that they can win in the next 18 to 24 months, so that they can succeed, so that they can monetize and make money and be financially free and have successful businesses. And there's no reason why you can't. It's so much surplus on this planet. There's no scarcity. There's no drought. There's abundance. But in order for you to see the abundance in your business and your finances, sometimes you need to see the abundance in yourself through the form of the right education, training, the right coaching and mentoring is so critical to your success. I know it. Everybody that does what I do know it. Successful people know it, and that's why they keep succeeding, because they know it and they use it for their benefit. So text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. And please, before you leave a comment in the comment section. Give me your biggest takeaway. What was your biggest takeaway from today's show? What did you hear today that you thought, wow, man, that was good? You know, what he said was good. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway is, all right? So I love all of you, appreciate all of you for supporting the show, for being a part of our community and our family. We're always here for you. We're just one text or one phone call away. We make ourselves as available as we possibly can, even on the weekends. So feel free to reach out to us and let us know how we can help you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or text or call the number you see behind me. If not, we will see you Monday, October the 3rd, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, right here for another edition of the Ramonepreston Show. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday and have an amazing weekend. I'll see you Monday right here, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time on the Ramonepreston Show.